I know that was a fantastic game that our young men played, and Nate, I was really trying to make you right on your prediction. I was really working hard at it. But I think one of the things I want everybody to understand in here is that we have to move on from that game. We can't finish and reach our goals if we keep looking back to the past. And I know that you guys have questions to ask, and I'll answer those questions. But further on during the week, let these young men put it to bed so that we can move on to Pittsburgh. They're a fine football team. We haven't had a fantastic record down there at their place, and we have a really, really big game that means a lot to us before we get to our bye. So I'm asking you guys to be respectful on that count. The team is really moving on. We were in here yesterday. We reviewed the tape. There were fabulous things that happened on offense and defense and special teams, and there was things that we wish we had back. That's players, coaches, all the way around the room. But if you talk about the effort and just the pride that they went down here and represented the community and the university and everybody, I can't be more prouder of these guys. I mean, it was really, really a big feat. And that team is really good, and it's really well coached. And we tried to make up the entire 24 points, but I guess we could only make up 21 or 22. I can't remember the final score. I'm so numb. But I'm really proud of the young men. On the injury note, Matt Keller will be done for the year, okay? And we're looking forward to playing the Pitt Panthers and Coach Naduzzi. Any questions?
Second row. Coach, so then what do you, after you've taken a look at the tape, what do you think you need?
You guys got to speak up. I don't know what it is. You guys are turning the volume down on me lately.
No worries. So moving forward to Pitt, what do you think you'll need to adjust most from the Clemson game so that you can?
We really have to get back. This is no disrespect to Pitt. We got to get back to doing some things that we want to get done in the game. Obviously, from an offensive standpoint, we only had 3 first downs in the second half. Now, don't get me wrong, they're good. But, we have to ask ourselves, are they that good? 3 first downs, that's not enough. Letting a team go 96 yards on the very last drive. Not only going 96 yards, but eating up a lot of clock. I have to ask myself, if you say time management, ending the game with timeouts, that's one thing. That 4th and 7, I was 50-50 about calling a timeout right there. And the reason why it was 50-50, Julian, is because of the rookie quarterback. They've got a rookie quarterback that the quarterback coach and the offense coordinator would love to talk through this 4th and 7 call. And I'm sitting here going, do I want to let them talk to this kid, the 4th string or 5th string quarterback? And it was a 50-50. And I said, no, that kid's got to do it on his own. I don't want a coach to tell him exactly what to do on this play before he gets there. Make him do it on his own. So besides that and the last score right before the touchdown, because I thought there were so many plays in a row, maybe to give the defense a break. Outside of that, I really don't have – those are my 2 50-50s. I'm not saying they're wrong. It was just, hey, 50-50, make a call. So there was a lot of stuff going on, but it was one heck of a game, wasn't it? It really was.
John?
Dino, taking a look at the run defense on the film, what kind of stood out there as kind of holding defense?
It was just missed tackles. It wasn't like they were scheming us. We had a guy. If you look at the tape, we had a guy to make a tackle. And if they make the tackle, we're going to have an opportunity. And it happened continuously. And that's the part that kind of bugs, is that we're just waiting. We need one more play. One more play on offense, one more play on defense.
Was there anything in the positioning as far as like on the zone? It looked like maybe guys overflowed a little bit and ETM was able to cut back or on the counter.
Really, yes. That's the point. They were really running more than one play. They were running the zone and they were running the counter, which means wherever your extra box defender was coming from, they were changing that side, and it turned into a 50-50 guess game whether they were going to run the zone or whether they were going to run the counter, whether it was going to be a front side hit or a backside deal. Yeah.
Julian? Coach, there seems to be an optimistic attitude towards this year's football team after your first few games. But there also seems to be some skepticism because your team has a tendency to drop games after building some momentum. How much does a team's attitude and mental process contribute to the consistency of your football team, and how has it changed since last year to this year?
I don't know how to tell you about the change. I'll start with the latter. I just think it's different. I think we work really hard on this football team, and you guys that are really close, and most of the people in this room are. I mean, we work hard on our culture. You guys are around us. You guys see us. And the thing that I really want to do is I really want to be consistent with these young men. I don't want to be wishy-washy. I don't want to be gray. And if they do something wrong, they know what's going to happen. They do something right, they know what's going to happen. And I think that consistency is what's got to transfer over to the football field. Now, I believe this team has it. Okay? I believe they have it. I think they are. I don't want to say it yet because I don't want to jinx it. Okay? And I don't think they're occasional, but we have to prove it. And this is an opportunity right now to prove it. We've had a setback. It's our first one of the year. Now, what are we going to do now? And I think they came in here yesterday with the right attitude.
Dino. You already mentioned Keller. I wanted to ask about Cordy and I think Chris Elmore. They both looked dinged up when they left. Any kind of game?
Both of those guys will be fine. Both of them will be in the next game.
Any other concerns injury-wise?
Not at this point that I'm absolutely clear about.
Sure.
Okay.
Matt?
Coach, you're a firm believer in faith, believe without evidence. Would you say this past performance was enough evidence for the fan base, the community, to get even more so behind this team than they already are?
I tell you what, that is the million-dollar question. You get the prize right there. That's what I hope the community saw. Okay, you asked what did we get out of this game besides a loss? I hope the community, I hope the university saw a team that they can get behind. I hope they can see the vision that I was talking about and support this football team. I hope that we are doing our part of putting something on the football field that they can be proud of, something that they can come and watch and cheer for.
John?
Another big game for some of the young guys. Trill had an interception, Taj with a big catch. How have you kind of seen them come along in the first few games?
You know, they're doing a really nice job. They're exceptional young athletes. We thought we had a very good recruiting class. They only lack experience. And as they get more experience, they should get better and better as long as they're not doing anything in their nightlife to affect their day life.
Second row.
Coach, I'm sure beginning of last season and beginning of this season, you saw a Clemson game on there. Mark that on the schedule on the calendar as a big game. Two classic games come out of the last 2 seasons. Is Clemson, Syracuse a rivalry now? Is this something, instead of looking back at, you guys are going to be looking forward to, wanting to play Clemson and put up those good games that you have over the past season?
When I was at my, let me answer it this way. When I was at my first head coaching job, I was at Eastern Illinois University. And our rival, they told me, well, I knew who our rivals were. Our rivals were Illinois State and Southern Illinois. But neither one of those teams were in our conference because we switched from the Gateway Conference to the OVC. And I said, how can you have a rival that's not in your conference? How can you have a rival game that you play every non-conference game, but it's not for a conference championship? And I know there's schools that do that, but to me that didn't make a lot of sense. So we created a new rival. We created, we called it Eastern Kentucky University. We created our own rival because it's important to have a rival in conference. Now, you're asking me who our rival is. To me, our rival is Boston College. Okay, but obviously, I have a lot of respect for Coach Dabo. Clemson football team is one of the top 5 teams in the country traditionally. And if you want to find out where you are as a football team, playing them, you normally do.
And to follow up, I know, Coach, after your last game here in Syracuse, Coach came in the locker room and talked to you. Did you guys have any interaction after this game?
Absolutely. I have a lot of respect for Dabo. I hope he has a lot of respect for me, and what he says to me is gospel, and it's likewise to him.
I wanted to ask about your offense kind of in the second half against Clemson. Aside from the short field you got on the muffed punt, it didn't seem like you moved the ball that well. Some picking on the freshman corner a little bit early. What do you kind of take away from the second half offense? Anything you guys think you could have done better? You
know, I thought that there was two, based off the first half going into the second half, it was really evident 2 things. A, we either needed to play it safe, okay, nobody wants to hear that, or we needed to go for it. Now, you know me, Okay.
You gotta do it on the road. You gotta.
So we were going to go for it, and we really felt like we were one touchdown away from winning the game. Now that could have been not true, or how do you got a crystal ball, but we really felt like if we could score one, this is before the game ended, one more touchdown, some kind of way, that we'd win the game, regardless of what the score was. So we really feel like we came, which we did, we came up a score short. So that second half, it wasn't a great performance by the offense, but we were looking for that one play, when maybe we should have been looking for a lot more little plays. And by doing that, we'd have ran more time off the clock, and maybe they wouldn't have had so much time to take that last drive all the way down there and win the game. And that's why it's a game that's won between offense, defense, and special teams. All that stuff ties together. The first half not punching in enough touchdowns. Okay. Now that being said, you're not going against junior high school so-and-so. I mean, there's 4 NFL draft picks up there, and we're leaning on those guys, and they're not moving. We're trying to get it done, and we're taking our chances. I mean, 4th and 1, and running the ball right back where we got stuffed 3 times, and jumping and barely getting in. I mean, we're doing everything we can to make it to get you your win, Nate, to get that win for you, so you could be even with all those other guys. But it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. But I think the effort was good enough. I really do.
So then, what can you take away as a head coach, just looking back on how you started the week and then where you ended the week? Just personally, what can you take away and say as a self-evaluation?
Well, coaches are going to always self-evaluate, and I'm not going to open myself up here. Trust me, you guys, I'll beat myself up more than enough. You don't have to do it. Now, but I do know this, okay? Clemson. We beat Clemson last year. I stood in front of you and told you guys it was going to be a championship team. They're going to be in the Final Four. I'm not sure if you guys believe me or not. Boom. They were a championship team, and they were in the Final Four. The big thing that Clemson did last year is they didn't let Syracuse beat them twice. And we've got to take a page out of that book, okay? They beat us once. They're a good football team. But we can't make that football team good enough to beat us twice. We need to lock in, refocus, and put all of our attention and all our energy into the Pitt Panthers, okay, because they're a good football team and we're playing them at their place.
Speaking of Pitt Panthers, I guess tell me what stands out to you about this team, and are they better than their record indicates?
I don't think we can take anybody for granted. I think they run the football. They have a big back. They have 2 big backs they run the football with. They believe in running the football. I've coached at that university, and they're a bunch of tough guys that like to grind it out and pound and lean on you. And we just saw what happened to us in the last game when someone decided to do that, okay? We've got to find a way to stop the run on defense, and we got to find a way to run the football on offense. We get turnovers and win the kicking game, then we're going to be okay next week when we come in here. If we don't do those 4 things, we could be in trouble.
Last question, Stephen.
You mentioned that you kind of liked the attitude of the team yesterday and just kind of the initial response. Can you kind of shed a little more light on that? What did you like about that? And maybe when you think back to days after losses in previous years, was something different?
Even the attitude when I came in here yesterday, they picked me up. They picked me up yesterday with their attitude. They just seem like they're mature. There's not a lot of riffraff going on. And when something like that does go on, if it's not in the right situation, it's handled very quickly by the leadership on this football team. And I think when you have that, you have a chance. You have a chance. It doesn't mean you're going to win. It doesn't mean you're going to be good. It just means you have a chance, an opportunity to come back and go about your business this week the right way. That gives you a fantastic opportunity to finish the week and go into the bye week the right way.
Did someone say something? You said they kind of picked you up, or was it just more in energy?
It's the energy in the field when I walked in here. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.